Hi there. My name is Little Wolf. This is where I live. This is my abacus. And this is my pet snail. Some people say it's my alter ego, but that's a false narrative. It is not. It is a snail, and it has interesting things to say sometimes. Snaily, say hello to the audience. Hi there, audience. How many people have you got watching you, Little Wolf? Nobody yet. We're recording. It's not a live thing because it's my first one. Why didn't you just announce that you're going to be live so you'd have live commentary? All right, how can I announce that if I don't have anything yet? I have to record something that will be the pinned video. You don't know anything about things like this? Well, you've never talked to me about them before. All right, well, I'm talking to you now about them. So what I'm saying is that we don't have an audience yet, but we will have one. How do we get an audience?
I'm the audience, Little Wolf.
All right, we've got one. We've got Teresa. Oh, wait, Teresa, but you're always the audience, all right? We're tired of you. I'm kidding. We like you because you contribute. You contribute a lot, all right? Your ideas, they help to move the plot along if it's a boring film, all right? If it's more of a narrative, like a speech that I'm giving, sometimes you interrupt at inopportune times. I'll be completely honest with you. However, we're happy to have you around because we don't have anybody else who can work the camera while we're doing our thing. So thank you very much. I hope you accept our gratitude.
Of course.
Snaily, now, okay, so we've got Teresa. Audience of one, can that still be an audience? One person is still an audience. All right, well then you lied to me when you said we didn't have an audience. Okay, I'm not here to argue with Snaily. I'm here to introduce you to him, all right, so that he can become a character that you've got some involvement with, so you'll come back and see the other garbage that's, in the commercial breaks. Just kidding. There will never be any advertising on this podcast. That is a guarantee. In addition to the natural guarantee that we will have so few viewers, it won't be worth advertising. Now, Snaily, tell us about, your fears and your desires and your dreams and your hopes. Well, I'm a little afraid of flamingos. At least you say I am. What do you mean I say you are? A flamingo came and picked you up at its beak and was going to carry you off like some kind of shellfish to consume. Well, yeah, that did happen. Should I tell them the story about the decoys? Yeah, tell them the story. So Little Wolf here, okay, my best friend, he never lets me go anywhere. He's my only friend. What do you mean I don't let you go anywhere? I do let you go places. What are you saying? Why are you saying that? If this was live, I couldn't cut it. But it's true. That is not true. I have let you go on occasion to interact with the other toys. Well, it's not very often. All right, because you're slow, okay, Snaily? I didn't want to say it to you, okay, but you're slow and people know that. I was supposed to talk about flamingos. Tell them the story about the flamingo attack. Well, all right, there was a flamingo and it came and it picked me up and it was kind of fun riding in the mouth, I have to admit, as scary as it probably was. What idea did I come up with after that to help to keep you safe? Well, yeah, so Little Wolf made these origami snails as decoys. Maybe the audience would like to see what they look like. What we've got here for you before your very eyes is we have the snails that I created for Snaily as
Actually,
decoys.
I created them, Little Wolf.
It was my idea to use them as decoys, okay? That's something that I think you will remember. Am I lying to you?
No.
You remember. All right, fine. Great. Okay, so let's take a look. This one looks most like Snaily. I think you'll agree. Not really, Little Wolf. All right, well, okay, some people have said that. Some comments have been left to that effect. I thought you said we didn't have an audience yet. All right, I was lying to you. All right, fine. Let's just go on. Can we go on, please? All right, this is more important than lying. This is the truth. Now, the truth about these snails is that they were created by Teresa at my behest. She did a good job, except for this yellow one. Snails are never yellow like that, and this is a little bit too blue. Nevertheless, I like them very much, and they worked well as decoys because in the dark days after the initial flamingo attack, we were downcast and downhearted and disheartened and depressed and kind of anxious and worried and nervous and all of that. And so we said, we got to come up with some way to protect against flamingo attacks. You're probably interested, I'm sure you're interested, in what kind of things you can do with these, in addition to strewing them about as decoys, because probably you're not going to have a lot of people on the net who need decoys for their pet snails against flamingos. All right, so we're going to show you other things you can do with this. All right, and then we'll leave a link in the description below where you can learn how to make these yourself for your own snail, if you have one. If you don't, you can make them anyway, because you can organize kind of snail races. Let me show you. Now, some of you will say, what is that moron giving me an oxymoron about snails racing? They can't race, they're slow. All right, but it's a relative thing. All right, you have cars that are very fast, and of course they can outrun a horse, but they can't necessarily outrun each other. Same for snails, it's a relative thing, okay? A snail against a race car, the race car's probably going to win, it's probably going to flatten the snail when it runs over it, all right? But if it's a snail against a snail, if it's too boring for you to watch, when it gets to the part where they're racing, you can speed it up. You can watch the video at 10 times the speed, all right? And it'll be like cars, and you'll say, wow, look at those snails go. And I'll say, I told you so. Don't ever say I didn't tell you so, all right? Because I did, I'm telling you right now. Sorry, little guy, knocked you over. All right, so let's take a look. Let's set them up on the ramp. You'll see them go down. You can speed it up. It'll be really fun. It'll be really entertaining. You can leave likes and comments about how entertaining it was, and I'll go and set them up. So take another break. Okay, for me it's a break. For you it's not. You can skip ahead. We're trying to keep it real here, and real means accurate and lifelike. It's going to be lifelike. I'm taking a break right now. When I come back, I'll say, I'm back from my break. Let's take a break. Alright, and welcome back from my break. Alright, so now, we're up here at the top of the ramp. If you wish, you can stop the video and post in the comments your guess at which snail is going to win. Alright, and don't cheat. Don't go forward and watch, and leave a comment after you know who actually wins. Obviously, if you lie, I'll never find out, but God will know, and the NSA will know. And if there's a whistleblower in the NSA who comes forward someday, to me personally, I will ask him to find out which people left true comments at the right time and which people did not. Okay, but we're going to start this race right now. We're going to get the race started. Okay, I'm going to set them all down. Who do you want to win, Snaily? I want the best snail to win. All right, that's what I would say. Who is the best snail? Well, the one that wins. So it's a tautology. What do you mean a tautology? Well, if you're saying let the best snail win, the winning determines who the best snail is. So why are we even bothering? Well, we're bothering because we're proving it to ourselves and to the audience. And the audience can have fun, guessing who's going to win. Because they probably don't have anything better to do than to watch some paper snails move down a ramp and vote on which one's going to reach the bottom first. I mean, what do they have better to do? Homework? Your kids don't do homework nowadays. What are you talking about? All right, let's go on. All right, so now, Snaily, you want to help me set these down at the same time? We want to give them all an equal chance because we're...
I'll help you, Wolf.
All right, so you want to help us?
Second.
Snaily, you ready? I'm ready, little wolf. Escargot, on your marks. Get set, go! Snaily, look at that. Wow, it was a pop fly right over center field. Well, what do we got here? All right, look at that, Snaily. Wow, that snail really went really fast. I hope it's not hurt. Snaily, come on. It's a paper snail. It's going to be fine. It's just a decoy, right? I forgot. All right, so let's pick you up here, little guy. All right, okay, so that's our snails. Right, I'll set you over here, Snaily. All right, so we got this color, we got the pink, we got... What are you doing here? Stay away from Snaily. Stay away from Snaily. This is not your podcast. This is my podcast. Get out of here. You're the reason we had to do all this in the first place. You think we wanted to spend our time making stupid paper snails? You think we got nothing better to do? What are you coming around here for? You're muscling in on my fame. I've staked a claim to this space in cyberspace. The URL's not mine yet, but it will be, all right, after I become famous and popular, and you will not be part of it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You want to go after the decoys? That's fine. Go right ahead. Be my guest. Although I guess it was thanks to you that we had an idea for this podcast that we wouldn't have had, all right? So I'm wrong. I apologize. Viewers, if you like this, leave a comment. I'd like to see the flamingo again. We'll come to some sort of arrangement, me and the flamingo, that the flamingo keeps its beak out of other people's business, and in return, then I make it a star. As far as I know, there are no other flamingos that are part of podcasts. If there are, forgive me. I don't have all day to watch podcasts. I'm making my own. So if you're really brilliant making podcasts, don't watch this one. Just make your own, all right? And then say, mine's better than yours. And I'll say, well, no, it's not. And they'll say, well, how would you know you didn't watch mine? And I'll say, well, how did you know you didn't watch mine? And then we'll say, yeah, we're both idiots, all right. We forgive you, but get your beak out of here. Well, all right, I think that's enough for our first podcast. And then I'll see you, whenever I come up with a second podcast. Keep the negative comments to yourselves. Leave positive comments. Give me some likes, and I'll become famous. And then you'll be able to say, oh, I saw that first podcast way back when he was just nothing. And now he's who he is. Thank you for tuning in and have a good day. Say goodbye, Snaily. Goodbye, Snaily. Ah, that's a good one, Snaily. Did you come up with that joke yourself? Oh no, that's the famous, that's Goodnight, Gracie. Well, whatever. Good reference there. Okay, very erudite reference there, Snaily. Bye for now.